Listen to me. He's been in custody for 2 years. If we can prove what we found today...
He'll confess.
He's insane. It's a mistake to think you know what he'll do.
I'm not here because of what was found today. I'm here because I need to be. Hello. I want to talk. I've been thinking lately about you. You and me. About how this is going to end. About who will end up killing who. Perhaps you'll kill me. Perhaps I'll kill you. Perhaps sooner, perhaps later. You know that, don't you? I need to know, for when that time comes, that I'd made a genuine attempt to talk things over, to try and avert the inevitable, just once. Listen to me. This is life and death, mine or yours. Our relationship, it's fatal, but I don't want your murder on my...
What's going on, guys? Bart here with Tully Television. And I want to thank all of you for coming back as returning viewers. If you're a new viewer, if you're a future viewer, thank you for giving us a chance here at Tully Television. We highly appreciate it. I hope that I can earn your subscription, your like, anything that you feel like interacting with us with here, whether you like what I'm saying, not like what I'm saying, all the interactions help us get in the algorithm and grow our community. And only together can we go straight to the moon, baby. Today, though, I want to get into a Joker story. And I know if some of you guys follow us here on a regular basis, we are big-time Joker fans here, as you can see with the, my Joaquin Phoenix poster here, the Killing Joke poster over here, the picture over here. The bottom part isn't real, but the top picture I think might be a real picture, and then someone decided to that I printed up as a picture. That's what I'm pointing at here, right there over my shoulder. But today, speaking of that version of Joker, I wanted to just go over real quick the Killing Joke story. I'm not going to go panel for panel for it because I think that this is definitely one of this is definitely a comic story, and I think that you guys should for sure go check out for yourself. Kind of came in a graphic novel format initially. I remember that being the first Joker comic book I had gotten that made me really be like amazed at how I can be such a fan of a villain. And in this story, I know there's a lot of lore and confusion about the Joker's history. And even now, today, DC tries to do things like the Three Jokers and continue the confusion of his history. But I think that this definitely helped cover a lot of that stuff that you can kind of say, like, this is his origin, but you can also feel like he's still holding stuff back in regards to who he is and what he's about. But again, I'm only going to concentrate on this because I think that if you're looking for a really quintessential Batman and Joker story about who the Batman is, who the Joker is, who the people around them are, this is the story for sure. Now, the version I got was the deluxe version, and of course the story was done by Alan Moore and Brian Boland as colorist and artist. Here's the cover of the one, honestly, very similar up there. Uh, this is the inward flaps and some uh, literature to kind of read. And this is the back here. And the reason why I kind of took that off was I wanted to show kind of in this deluxe version, they have this like nice purple foil accent to it based off of the last panel of the here you get kind of like the same foil effect, and then on the back you get this plain card of Joker and Batman. Now, the big thing that Joker's known for in his current day is about having one bad day, right? Uh, Trying to prove to everybody that they're just one bad day away from their life changing completely for the worse and never coming back. And this story shows how Joker was a stand-up comedian who is not too good at his job, and he's married and has a baby on the way, and he decides to join forces with the Red Hood gang in order to make some money through crimes and robbery. But at the time, the Red Hood gang, what they would do is make someone wear the Red Hood outfit, right? And then leave them behind so they can get the blame for everything, as the real culprits are still out on the streets, and whoever the real leader or whoever was of the Red Gang was around that time, they may not have even been a true leader, but the philosophy was, let's use this guy as a scapegoat, yada yada yada. We're still free as he's getting lynched up by the police, so to speak. But what happens here is that when our Joker here decides to do that, he gets severely like injured in the vat of chemicals, and then ultimately he just loses everything, because then, you know, there's nothing around for him anymore. He decides to like basically give up on his life and become the Joker that we know today. Now, what we do have here is also, I should say, before I even get into the story and how bad the Joker is, the Joker basically is finds himself buying an amusement park, right? And what he's doing is he's taunting Batman, taunting Gordon, taunting Gotham with everything as he's reliving his past in his mind, and Batman Bruce is trying to figure out where to come across him and everything. And there's this really like that they kind of show like that the origin here of how he landed in the vat of chemicals and washed up. This is an infamous picture of the Joker that came from this series, this book, so to speak. But what he really does in this is really heinous, because I'm gonna kind of put a trigger warning here now in it, because I know that this subject can be harsh for people. But in this particular, so I mean, from here on out, I'm going to speak about things that could be triggering for people. So just be aware of that. That involve essay and those type of things. So in 3, 2, 1, where we find our Joker at and to prove his point that anyone is one bad day away from changing their life for the absolute worst, is he kidnaps Jim Gordon. And what he does also, as he has Jim Gordon captured, was he made an appearance at Barbara Gordon's house. He uh, he shot her and he paralyzed her. And during that time after shooting her, we were led to believe that he assaulted her sexually and took pictures of the whole event. Then what he did with those pictures was put them up for Jim Gordon to see as he had him tied up going through this amusement park ride. And he wanted to break Jim's mind. He wanted to break Jim's spirit. He wanted to break the Batman, even to show that here's your confident. Who's this? Here's this man who is protecting you against his own maybe better judgment, against the laws created to protect the people of Gotham, and this is getting done to him by an enemy that could have been killed a long time ago by Batman, but now is still here causing devastation to not only Gotham as a whole, but to me personally. It could be easy for Jim to take that and turn himself against the Batman, against what his morals and ethics are. And that had long-lasting effects that with Barbara Gordon, who wound up becoming Oracle. And it was a very great story of how people in wheelchairs are handy capable and not handicapped. I don't mean to sound silly with that, but uh, it's true. People who are disabled doesn't mean that they can't live a life, right, of some sort of quality. And she learned how to do that. She was part of Birds of Prey, helping Batman out, helping Robin out. So Oracle was a big, Barbara getting injured like that was a big thing back then. And I think now she can walk or whatever, but I always felt like she could have stayed in, uh, like, that sounds cool, stay in the wheelchair, right? But I just thought that was the great opportunity to show that, handicapped people can be put in a positive light. But I digress. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about in that particular thing. I just assumed that would be what you'd want to do, um, or at least what I would want to do. I would want to try to keep that as a long-lasting thing. However, whatever the case may be, this story is really something that I think everyone can get a little something out of. And at the end of the book, when the Batman finally gets the Joker winds up telling him a joke that makes the Batman laugh. And that's kind of how you see the story drifting off with the panels of both men laughing, and then uh, there's a pool of blood that's getting collected near their feet, making you assume that Batman had killed the Joker. Now, we know at this point that's never going to happen. The Joker is never going to not be a part of Batman books, even if they lay off of his character for a few years. But with all the Joker books and all the Joker stories that are out, silly, frightening, and all those in between, this is going to be the most frightening that I think you can find the Joker in. And I was 12 when I first got this, and maybe I shouldn't have had this book at 12 years old, but this story really helped elevate my love for comic books because, in my opinion, a hero is only as good as his villain and how far his villain can push him mentally and physically and emotionally and still not break down. And this is one of the top best examples of a villain trying to do that to a hero and the hero not breaking down at all. But I want to hear what you think about the Joker's killing joke right here, right? Batman and the killing joke, I should say. Alan Moore did a really great job. He's one of the best comic book writers out there, in my opinion. And he got really disenfranchised with the industry, unfortunately. But, you know, definitely one of his best works. The visuals are excellent. The writing was superb. And I think that you'll get everything that you're looking for out of a Batman and Joker story. But until next time, peace, Snookums.